This was wild to see as the Chicago Bulls crushed the Philadelphia 76ers on the road tonight. We're going to be talking about the key takeaways from tonight's win. This is your host, Rico Greenhowe, and you have found yourself on another episode of Bulls Digest. And so today, the Chicago Bulls beat the Philadelphia 76ers 142-110. They were up by as many as 50 points in this game. And man, I tell you what, I think we're going to talk a lot more just about what we saw from the players on the Chicago Bulls. And I think really the potential, I think is what you see more so out of this game versus just the win here for the Chicago Bulls. I think that that's really the key message out of this. And so before we go ahead and jump into it, wanted to let you know there that 69.2% of you that watch are not subscribed to the channel. So make sure you go ahead and you slam dunk on that subscribe button, as it means a lot to us here at Bulls Digest. We try to reach our end of the season subscriber goal. And so with that being said, let's go ahead and jump into the box score. And let's start with just really, I think, our MVP of the night. And it starts with Josh Giddey. Look, Josh Giddey was terrific tonight. Once again, I think he's been on just a roll here as of late. I think that he's definitely been, maybe the best Bull on the floor since Zach Lavine has been traded. Been super aggressive on the offensive end, and he's also been really much more assertive on the defensive end. Tonight he had 3 blocks. He also had a steal. He had multiple, I think, defensive efforts there too to just really disturb people going to the lane. So that was good to see with Josh Giddey. But his passing was definitely on display, as we've seen that really throughout the season. Hit the rebounds hard tonight, but he was knocking down 3-point shots. He was 3 of 3 from the 3-point line. He was 8 of 11 from the field, 25 points, and he was plus 28. So got to give Josh Giddey a lot of credit, man. He is closing down very well here at the back end of the season. And so next up, the next player I think that was MVP status for us tonight was Kevin Huerter. I got to give Kevin Huerter his credit where credit is due, because he shot the basketball well from downtown, 7 of 11. I think that was one off of his career high, if I'm not mistaken, of 8. But look, 7 of 11 from 3, 8 of 12 from the field altogether. He scored 23 points. He was plus 39. And look, I think that this was probably the most comfortable that you saw him. And really, he just shows you exactly why he's a 3-point specialist and can knock down the shot. So I got to give him a ton of credit for going out and stepping up tonight. Next up, I got to give it to Zac Collins. And so I will give it to Zac Collins. Look, he didn't even get a chance to play in his first game out with the Chicago Bulls. Vooch was not out there tonight because of a calf injury. And Zac Collins had to step in, and he scored 19 points. He had 5 rebounds as well. He had an assist. He had a steal. He had a block too as well. He was plus 41, but 6 of 10 from the field. He was 1 of 3 from downtown. And look, man, he just found ways to get it to the basket tonight. And so Zac Collins, got to give him a ton of credit for being the pro's pro and stepping up tonight. And so, with that being said, just kind of looking at just, again, some of the key performances here for the Chicago Bulls. And so let's start with Matas Buzelis. And so look, Matas, 17 points tonight. He was plus 40 as far as the plus minus box score. Not a super efficient field goal percentage, but that's okay. What I love most about Matas Buzelis and his performance tonight was that he played 36 minutes. He also had 5 assists in this game. Didn't have a ton of rebounds, just 3, and had 1 block shot. So you get a chance to see just him be a little bit more of a playmaker. I was talking about that in the earlier video about just him kind of showing flashes and different dimensions of his game. You definitely get excited with what Matas Buzelis showed tonight. Make no mistake about it, the 76ers struggled, but this is what I was talking about at the top of the video. We get a chance to just really see what the potential could possibly be for these players. And so next up, looking at Coby White, I think that Coby White was super comfortable tonight. He did a great job as far as getting down the lane at times. He got down the lane, dunked the basketball, hitting 3-point shots, had 6 assists tonight. And it was kind of an interesting game because he had a cut on his finger And then he came back into the game. Zoe, who we're going to talk about in a moment, he left. I think he got a laceration on his head, and so he didn't finish the game. But look, Coby White, give him some credit. I mean, he's gone through a little bit of an adverse situation with the ankle and the finger. He came out, played pretty decent tonight. He was plus 38, 5 of 13 from the field. We talked about Josh Giddey. Zoe, I talked about him. He started off very well. He was 2 of 2 from the field goal, or from the field, and then he was 2 of 2 from downtown. So both his field goals were from 3. But he went out due to a laceration on his head there. So we'll see what happens with him in this next game that the Bulls play in. And then going to the bench. And so I think that this was key tonight to see these players play, because they had been lost in the rotation, and that is Dalen Terry and Julian Phillips. And so starting with Dalen Terry, look, I think that he played extremely well. I think he was definitely just engaged defensively, and that's something that I think we see with Dalen Terry, and I think that that's really going to be, I think, his signature, on this team is just being a defender. But he had 17 points tonight. He was 6 of 8 from the field, super active. He had an and 1 in this one, plus 12 as far as the plus-minus box score, and he was 5 of 5 from the free throw line, so that was good to see, and he got 21 minutes. Julian Phillips, he got 21 minutes in this one. He had 8 points, 3 rebounds, a steal. I know he was -4 in the plus-minus box score, but more importantly, I think you got a chance to just really see the athleticism for him. And so, look, I think that this was all about just seeing these younger players. And so we talk about this all the time with trying to figure out, which direction this team is going to go in. And look, I agree with what was said on the broadcast. I feel like that this has to be the game plan moving forward for the Chicago Bulls, because if they're up by 40 or they're down by 40, I think regardless, you have got to play these younger players, and you really need to see what you have. And look, if Julian Phillips is going to be a player that you think is going to be a 3-and-D guy for you, then you need to jump or put him out there, and you need to allow him to get some minutes and get some experience with, the starters and things like that, and put him into different situations, because you're going to depend on him like that moving forward with the team. And then with Dalen Terry, look, you need to experiment as much as possible. Do you want him to be just the defensive specialist? Is he just going to be a player that just comes in, slashes? What is it that you want him to exactly do? I think that this is the time to really figure that out. Matas Buzelis getting a career high in minutes. That is exactly what we want to see from Matas Buzelis. Like I said, whether we're winning or losing, we need to see that, because it's clear that Matas Buzelis is an absolute hooper, and we know that this young man is going to be good. And I just love the fact that we are seeing him featured now in different ways. He's not just standing in the corner, he's going to the rack. I loved his dunk where he had that extension dunk. That was just nasty. The athleticism, like you could just tell when Matas Buzelis gets stronger, and then also too when he gets a little bit more to the keys, which keys to the offense, which I think is coming up this next season. I think he's literally going to take off this next season. And so with that being said, let's go ahead and jump into just quickly with the box score here. And again, this was all about the Chicago Bulls. And so look, the rebounds go to the Sixers, 47-44. Turnovers, Sixers lead that 17-15. Bulls were all over the fast breaks tonight. Josh Giddey getting some terrific passes. He had some highlights tonight, so 23-16 there. Sixers beat us in the paint 52-50, 11-11 in steals, 6-5 as far as block shots with the Chicago Bulls. The assist to field goal ratio was phenomenal tonight, 32 assists to 45 field goals. But you see the Bulls shot 50% from the field, or 50.6 from the field, 45 from 3. The Sixers could not hit anything from downtown at 25% today, and 38.9% from the field. And so once again, this was more about just seeing the Chicago Bulls play these younger guys. And so I just love the fact that we got a chance to see Dalen Terry. We got a chance to see Julian Phillips play. We got a chance to see Matas Buzelis play some more. I hope this is the case when we get Jalen Smith back. I think that it is important that you stagger his minutes. Talked about that as well, that we need to see him some more and really try to get him comfortable with maybe transitioning into that starting lineup, because I think that may be where this team is trending. You obviously have him on a good contract, and I think he's going to be needed as a contributor for you moving forward. So that was good to see. And then look, if you're looking to move off of Kevin Huerter, then you got a chance to feature him a little bit, but still I want to see some more of these younger players out there. So anyway, let me know in the comments what you think about tonight's game here. Like I said, Josh Giddey, man, he's been on a tear as of late for the Chicago Bulls, and I think he continues to really lead the way. And so let me know what you're thinking about that performance there. And also too, do you think that, yes, it was all about the younger players more so than it was about the wins? I know we're going to hear a lot about the draft position for the Chicago Bulls, but like I've said before, regardless of what the draft pick position is, if you don't know what you don't have a plan, it's not going to matter who you get on this team, because you're not going to know what to do with them anyway. And so it's just going to continue to be a big mess. And so anyway, as we always say, go Bulls, and I will see you on the next one. All right, peace.